Hello there and welcome to this week's vlog. I'm stood at a really weird angle and with terrible lighting because I've got something to show you. Yep, my apron came with Jean-Paul's face on it and I'm super happy with it. I've had to adjust the neck actually because I'm really quite short, so it was hanging way too low, so I've adjusted it slightly. And you know, the logo's really oversized, which isn't what I choose usually, but I just wanted to see what it would look like on a sort of larger scale really. And it's just so joyful. I just couldn't stop laughing when I got it out of the package. So yeah, I think that's a good sign, isn't it? So I feel really super inspired to get some merchandise done with little Jean-Paul's face on there. So I think I need to decide whether or not I'll get some merchandise done here, you know, or sent here, or whether to start a Redbubble store or something like that. So, you know, they deal with the printing for you and send stuff out, which is way more affordable for artists. You know, you don't have to kind of speculate budgets to get stuff done or stuff printed. So I think in all honesty I'll probably do a combo of the two really. So yeah, that'll be a nice little side project over the next few weeks, and you know, it makes a change from clay. I really enjoy working on sort of different things really, so you know, by the time you finish on one kind of media, you're really excited to get back into the other. So yeah, it's a good thing to do really. And while I think about it, thank you to everybody who voted on their favourites logo. Obviously it was this one, and I think you chose the right one, to be honest. I think I'll still use the other facial expressions and a few more actually in making, you know, kind of wallpaper designs, maybe to wrap around a mug or something like that. So yeah, there's just loads of ideas there. I just need to get the time to get stuck into to actually do them really. So yeah, that's exciting. And for today, however, I think what I'm going to do is to maybe make some polymer clay roses. I've been making a few flowers recently as tutorials. There's a sunflower, a daisy and a tulip and some others. So I'm going to make them in a similar style, you know, they'll be on stalks. So yeah, that's the first thing to get started on. So as mentioned, I need to make some stalks, and I've got some bamboo sticks here, and I'm just going to cut those in half, like so. And basically I just need to scuff up the ends just to ensure that the polymer clay sticks well during baking and after. Just use my scissors here. So I'm making my bases in a different shape to ones that I've made recently, so they're more kind of circular or semicircular. And I'll just use a little dollop of liquid Fimo. Now I'm going to bake these two. So now these are all baked and cooled and looking rather like lollipops. Sadly they're not. I'm going to go and put some petals on them. So I'm just using this really nice kind of orangey red colour. And I've realised that the paste does actually need to be in a slightly different shape, but that's fine. So I'm just going to add almost like a triangular piece to the top, like so. And with a wet wipe, I'm just going to smooth that down, because if I don't do this, basically I'll see indentations through the petals once they're added. So I'll just make some circles. And with a wet wipe, I'm just going to go around and neaten off the edges. And I basically need to stretch out my petals like so, making sure that I don't rip the clay. And I'll just add the first petal. And with a wet wipe, I'm just going to smooth down the bottom. And onto my second petal. And again, just smoothing down the bottom with my wet wipe. And I think the combination of it being quite bottom heavy and with a sort of fluted shape at the top really makes it look like a rosebud rather than a tulip. So now I need to add some little kind of green detail on. And I'll just flatten down the edges. And incidentally, I used 4 petals on my rose, so I'm going to use 4 of the green leaves as well. And I just want to try and get that as neat as possible on the bottom, so again I'm just using my wet wipe. So my roses are done, so I'm going to bake them again. And my roses are all baked and cooled, so I need to add some green to the stalks. So I've just got a permanent pen here in a nice green tone, so I'll leave details actually of which ones that I use down below. And here they are, all done. And I think if you were to make a few of these, maybe half a dozen or even a dozen if you were feeling brave, they'd look pretty impressive. In case you're wondering why I seem to include footage of me going for walks, I think it's because I believe it's really important to get out and about as much as you can, really, you know, in terms of mental health. And well, certainly for me it really helps. I know if, you know, we've got awful weather for days and I'm just not able to get out, I notice a huge difference in mood. So it's really, you know, just to encourage myself to get out and just appreciate nature, really, because I just love it. So yeah, that's the reason why, if you're wondering. Also, I've had a look at the footage of me wearing my lovely new apron and it just looks completely ridiculous on film. So I think what I'm going to do is to leave that one hanging on the door behind you, just because it looks really funny, and I'm going to order another one in, maybe in a darker colour and just with a kind of more normal or, you know, a better proportion size logo on there. Just because it's just too much, isn't it? So I think you can have too much of a good thing. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be doing with that. Also, planning to take a few days off this week. It's actually Sunday while I'm filming, so I'm planning to put this out on Friday. So this week I'm going to take a few days off just to basically start decorating around the house. Everything's looking a bit shabby, so everything kind of needs a bit of a paint job basically. So I think it'll be really nice to take a few days away because I just always gravitate towards this room, even in my kind of so-called days off, basically. So it'd be nice to just think, you know, I've got no work on, and just kind of have a, you know, procrastination in my mind really as to, you know, what I want to do. I do want to have a really good think about my Etsy store and you know, what's going to happen with that. If you didn't know, Etsy sellers have been on strike this week for various reasons, and you know, they're mentioned in my last video, so you can have a look at that if you like. So I'm considering Big Cartel for my store. Those of you that have followed my channel for a little while know that I made the move a couple of years back, but I've had problems with my eyes, so basically I went back to Etsy really to take advantage of their marketplace, because you don't have that kind of function on standalone stores like Big Cartel. So yeah, that's why I went back, but I've found some ways to kind of manage my eyes a bit better. So I'm thinking the time's probably right, but I want to make sure that I'm happy with my decision before I make the move really. And you never know, Etsy might, you know, say that they're going to do things differently, which would possibly alter my decision a bit. So we'll just wait and see basically. So I'll stop waffling now, and yeah, I'll have a few days off. So give it a like if you got this far, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, I'll see you in a week. Take care. Bye bye.